Today we'll be taking a look at one of Rowan College at Gloucester County's fastest growing programs, engineering science. Here to tell us more, Professor Gayle Hughes, who oversees the program, and Megan Zeigler, a recent graduate. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Professor Hughes, could you just tell us a little bit about RCGC's engineering science program and what sort of career opportunities exist for graduates?
Most students that start at RCGC are first and second year engineers that want to get their basic calculus, physics, chemistry, basic courses out of the way, and some major specific courses that could go towards a mechanical, electrical, chemical, civil, biomedical type of engineering programs that we offer as a means to potentially transfer to other colleges, including Rowan University, Drexel, Rutgers, some of the local schools. They come as students to take the 2 years to get a good feel for what it's like to be an engineer. They're required to take what we call engineering clinic classes for the first 2 years. And this provides them an opportunity to learn about the different types of engineering programs that there are, as well as skills that they need, including calculations, learning teamwork skills, which is very important from an engineering profession point of view. You always have to work as a team when you're on an engineering program. Learning how to be confident in their skills and be aware of what it's like from both a professional and ethical point of view as to what's involved in the engineering profession as a whole. And most students will take these first 2 years to get those skills and then transfer on to another university where they'll take engineering specific programs like specifically civil engineering program courses to help them get their 4-year degree. And in most cases, engineers as a whole are highly valued. It's not difficult to get a job, and the compensation is very high. Typically, you could go anywhere from an $80,000 to over $100,000 a year job once you've finished your 4-year program, depending upon your profession. Some are higher than others.
Now, like many professors at Rowan College at Gloucester County, you have quite a bit of experience within your field. Mm-hmm. What drew you to teaching, and how are you able to use that experience to benefit your students? When I first got my degree, I started working at Lockheed Martin and did a lot of work on communication satellites. I also did some IR&D stuff and some research stuff. And as an aside, I started doing adjunct teaching at the local community college and in the math world, just teaching some algebra level courses, and I really liked that. And then as I finished, or as I started working with, got more and more into teaching math and physics, and was offered the opportunity to teach engineering classes here at RCGC, and now I also teach engineering at Rowan University as well. So I have an opportunity to see both the community college and the university level requirements, and hopefully bring some of those university level requirements back to a community college. So when a student transfers to Rowan University, for example, they're in a good place and they know, I know what is expected of them to be able to jump in as a junior. The engineering program has grown from an initial 25 students to more than 100 students today.
Every fall semester we have over 100 engineering students.
That's amazing. What do you think spurns this growth?
I think a lot of people I think there's a lot of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math courses that are offered at the high school level now, and I think students are realizing that these are the areas that they really like or are very interested in, and so being able to come to RCGC for the first 2 years and understand and get a feel for what an engineering program is really like provides them with an opportunity that they might not have at a regular four-year university. It's less expensive. They figure out that they are good in math and science and chemistry, and they really do like this particular engineering field. I think sometimes students go to a four-year university and might be a little bit overwhelmed, and this provides them a lower cost option to make sure it's what they really love.
Now, the college recently opened an addition to Scott Hall that houses classrooms that have, CNC machines,
Laser
3D
cutters,
printers.
3D printers. I'm very excited. It's really a truly engineering lab now. We have movable tables. We have computers ready. We do all sorts of experiments, and we're building things and really have much more room now than we ever did to be able to increase the program and to make it that much more successful.
Are there any other additions planned, or?
I think at the moment we're happy with our 4 new classrooms, to tell you the truth, and all of the extra equipment that we've been able to buy, including the machinery and the equipment that you've mentioned, and to expand the program, add more projects, provide a capability for students to actually do some building and electronic work where we weren't able to do that before. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy. 4 new classrooms. Hooray.
Well, when the program's that successful, I guess you need it for the good.
Yes.
Now, there's a unique articulation agreement in place that makes it easier for RCGC students to transfer into Rowan University's engineering programs.
Right.
How does that work?
A student comes into RCGC, they take a specific curriculum for their first and second years, which includes 4 semesters of the clinics that I talked about, 4 semesters of calculus, 2 semesters of chemistry, 2 semesters of physics. We have worked with Rowan to make sure that our curriculum is equivalent, so that as long as they fulfill our curriculum requirements, at the end of the second year, as long as they have a 3.5 or higher, they're accepted into the Rowan program and jump in as a junior or second semester sophomore, depending upon the major that they've picked. If they have between a 3.0 and a 3.5, I work with the Rowan people to give them recommendations as to the quality and the character of the student, and in most cases we are able to get them accepted without too much trouble. If you have below a 3.0, you can take classes again, you can increase your GPA, or you can transfer to Rowan in a different program and then transfer into engineering. So we've worked very closely with Rowan to make sure that we try to get as many students to be able to transfer as possible. Last spring we had over 25 students graduate, and we had most of them go into the Rowan program. So that was very successful. I'm very happy. This spring there'll be even more than that. I don't have a final number right now, but we're moving in that direction.
Megan, you have a degree in architecture, and you were already working full-time at an engineering firm when you made the decision to enroll at RCGC. What motivated you to go back to school?
Well, I was working at Remington and Vernick Engineers in Haddonfield, and I was drafting. So I had stayed home to raise my kids, and I sort of just went back to work sort of per diem, and I did a little drafting for them. And I switched between their mapping department and their facilities department. And there was 2 engineers that really sort of took me under their wing. And as I was drawing, was teaching me what I was drawing, and really intrigued me. So I decided that let's see if I could do it. So I enrolled in a couple classes. I took physics 2 and then hydraulics, just to see if I could do those classes. I could probably do it. So,
and what has been, in your mind, the biggest benefit of Rowan College at Gloucester County's engineering science program?
well, definitely I have to say the price.
That's a good one.
Because I have a senior now, and I couldn't go back and sort of take his college money to see if I could do it. So the price was really nice, and also the partnership with Rowan, because I knew then I could go further if I wanted to, if I chose to, if I could do it. So.
Now, once you finished up your associate at RCGC, what was your next step?
So I applied to the graduate school at Rowan for civil engineering and transportation, and I got in to there. So we did check to make sure that I could sit for my license afterwards, you know, with the engineering science, my architectural, and the graduate degree. So.
Do you feel that the education that you received at Rowan College at Gloucester County prepared you for the rigors of Rowan University's program?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I would say Professor Hughes especially, she was very tough on the labs and writing, and she made sure that you were really prepared. And I have to say also the math department. I just didn't know. I had never looked into community college before, but the math program is rigorous too. I mean, I took all the higher maths that I needed at the community college. I just didn't have any idea. And they were tough because they made sure that you memorized everything. You didn't really get a formula sheet, because they said, depending on where you go, some colleges allow it and some don't. So let's prepare you to do either way.
Well, it sounds like Rowan College at Gloucester County's engineering program is really structured for student success. Thank you both so much for stopping by to tell us about it.
Thank you very much
today.